Couple of you guys basically know me pretty well and what's my favorite actual brand for striker fire pistols. Well, here's your big hint. The reason why I like these more often is because they're a lot more unique compared to like other brands such as like the Salient and also the Strike Industries and other ones that you would know. But the cost of it leads basically to almost a $500 rifle. What if I told you there's a different way to get it? Let's get into the episode. So welcome back to another episode on Airsoft Master, and since we're going to talk about today is the EXA pistol by Red Wolf. And the one thing I will say is for an agency pistol and as a mass production and not as a part, this is still pretty impressive all the way through. You still have the same type of agency quality such as the lightning cuts in the front and the back end of the pistol. And at the same time, what's nice is you have the window cut right here on the top end like you would see on the Urban Combat, except more of the hybrid style. Again, something more of the style that actually reminds me of my own pistol. Except, you do save a lot more money. Well, other than that, let's go into the actual top end of the actual pistol itself. So, in the front end of it, you'll see is a fiber optic that's a really thick with 3 C's on the fiber optic that helps out when it comes to target acquisition. If I were basically to point it down here, you'll notice that what comes into really mind in the sight is the optic is almost like the same thing as you would say as more of a red dot, which will help out in long situations. And as well to that, let's go ahead and talk about the main important thing is the barrel. I mean, the fact that it says agency is all you need to say in regards of it. But again, how many more pistols you would see that would do that other than another company I know of at the same time? But how many agency pistols you'll see out there? Exactly. So, let's get into the actual grip. The grip itself is actually licensed by Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf is actually a massive production of manufacturers for Glock parts. Now, the last time we saw any type of airsoft company with Lone Wolves was way back with SOCOM Gear, also known as Echo 1, would actually pull out a gas blowback pistol. It was an alternative to, like, for example, your Token Maruis and your WeTech G slide airsoft guns. Now, but as a mass production with agency, it's still the same setup as a style with your extended beaver tail in the back and this nice texturized on the part of the grips where you would actually need it for your supporting hand and your dominant hand when it comes to shooting. This does help out in everything, and the funny thing is about it, it's not stippled, it's just textured, but it feels like almost as if somebody has just completely stippled the whole pistol. Again, another plus when it comes to Red Wolf and agency. Another thing I want to talk about in the grip itself is basically the frame has a Picatinny / Weaver rail underneath which holds about 3 slots. So you can basically put any of your flashlights or laser systems right underneath the actual pistol. But other than that, let's get into the trademarks. Now, the one thing you'll notice about this is it has trademarks galore for agency and the Lone Wolf on the grip itself. The reason why is, I mean, why would you not flex something like this outside in the airsoft field? The fact that the one thing that comes into mind that sticks out is the agency insignia on the actual slide itself. You also have it on the barrel, you have it on the back end of the pistol, and as well to that, the 417 barrel. Personally, I do like this. And it comes standard with this, when we all know just buying the parts separately can cost a fortune, but the fact that you have it on the pistol already is a massive plus. Personally, for me as a fan of this as well, I love agency and the fact that you kind of already get this, all in this nice features in just this pistol. Now that we have basically talked about the grip and the frame itself, let's go ahead and talk about the trigger. The trigger is specifically by the Syndicate model that came from Agency Arms. Now, one thing that you're going to notice is it's a flat blade style trigger, but also, here's a little secret. If you take a look really close underneath, you have a 1.5mm grub screw to actually adjust the trigger pull when it comes to actually making a shorter travel, or if you want to give it the slack like you would see on the actual standard Glocks, such as like Elite Force or any other Glock models that you'll see out there. But again, the fact that the trigger pull is very short means that this is definitely going to be a responsive pistol in regards of it. And the fact that you can actually adjust it to yourself to make it more of that proper tune, as if to make it more of a plus side. So one thing that's basically an issue as your striker pistols are known for, specifically on the Glock side, is there's no actual safety on these pistols. The only main safety that you'll actually have is inside the hinge right on the trigger. Now again, to only activate the pistol, you would need to actually press the hinge, and then that will release the hammer. Now that we're basically finished talking about the whole frame side and the trigger, let's talk about the magwell. The magwell itself is a nice little flared out to help basically assist you in reloading the pistol. Now, again, it's a really nice help out in regards of it to help aim for it and find it. For example, I'm not even looking, and yet it still be able to be easy to reload. As well to that, let's talk about the magazine. The magazine itself is your standard Glock style mag, but at the same time, this comes with this nice extended magazine base pad. This will help out basically if you were to drop it and prevent it from actually getting any damages. And one thing that's nice about it is it still helps give it this nice style of almost like the, I guess you can say, the extended base pads you would see in the competition styles. But again, to go with the actual flare magazine, it's pretty nice. The magazine itself holds about 23 rounds in the actual thing itself, and it's a green gas. Now that we talked about the magazine, let's actually get into the most important thing, is magazine compatibility. So with Red Wolf, you basically still have the same one as the Glock 17 magazines you'll see, and of course any other magazines on here, as long as it's a 17 model and above, you will fit in the EXA pistol. So with that being said, luckily here we got Elite Force. Let's see how it takes that. Pretty good. Let's see if my personal one can take it. This is basically a WeTech magazine with a base pad. Will it shoot? Yes, it does. So in magazine compatibility, it takes all. So you can't go wrong with that neither. To find your HopUp in the same situation of basically for adjustment of different types of weight of BBs you want to use on this pistol, the best way to basically explain it is it's the same setup as you would take down your Glock. And the easy way to do it is the two levers here, as you can see, push it down, rack it, send it forward. Now you're able to adjust your HopUp. That's basically right behind the recoil spring guide. All you have to do, adjust it here, and then to put it back, same thing as applied. Plug and play. For Red Wolf to basically produce a mass production of the EXA pistol is exciting for me as a fan for agency, and it's also exciting for you guys who wants to own an agency pistol. Now, I mean, back in the day, for me to actually make one in regards of it for the Urban Combat Slides, you would basically have a hard time because 9 times out of 10, they would sell out in regards of anywhere. I mean, it took me months to find the slide, to actually get the aftermarket trigger pull that I want to get, the magwell, just to go through all that. Now, for the fact that you can get one out the box, everything, the tunable trigger, the nice agency style slide, and the barrel itself, for basically a fraction of the cost, is highly a recommended pistol. I would recommend in all the route if you want a striker fire pistol. But hey, the opinion is to each its own. But I mean, what do you guys think about it? Drop a comment below, and if you guys want a pistol like this, check it out at airsoftmaster.com. Now, for speaking about agencies wise, if you guys are going to Line Claws Narcos, I'll see you guys as a DEA agent. I'll see you guys in the next one.